Königshof Alt.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got a bottle of Königshof Alt Beer. If you don't know what Alt Beer is, I'll let you know. Alt Beer is a dark beer that comes from a certain region in Germany. And that region is Dusseldorf, around the sort of western part of Germany. The Dutch border is basically, and it's peculiar to that region. You don't get it anywhere else in Germany, and to be honest, it's not very popular in any other region. It's one of them ones that I quite like, but there are bad ones out there. Apparently I've been told this by a German mate. He lives in the western part where this comes from. Apparently this isn't one of the best, and I've been doing a bit of research about the Königshof Brewery. That means King's Court in German. And they do contract brewing for Dutch breweries. They brew stuff for Netto, which is a cut price supermarket. Used to have them over here actually, going back 20 years now, and they sort of folded. You don't see them so much now. There might be the odd one or two, but Netto is quite big. Used to have a little, I think it was orange and black, and they had a little dog or something as the logo. But they contract brew stuff for them. And I don't think I've not seen it, I could be wrong here, but I've not seen it imitated in the United States. Now the US imitate a lot of styles of beer. They do Saisons, they do the sour beers, they do all the wheat beers, Belgian Wit, German Weiss, Berliner Weiss, they do all the stouts and all that. I've not seen an Alt beer. If there is one out there, let me know. I've not come across one. Anyway, enough of my gassing. Let's get this open. As I say, this is the Königshof Brewery. There is the cap. There you go. The ingredients are Wasser, which is water, Gersten Malz, which I think is roasted malt, and Hopfen extract. Well, you can work that one out yourself. It's a 50 centilitre bottle or 500 ml, and it's 4.8%, and that is about right for an Alt beer. It's sort of slightly below the 5% that you normally see on the German lagers. Now here it goes into glass. I didn't sniff it out of the bottle, but well, I'll tell you what. Let's give it a little bit of a sniff. Whoa, smoky. That actually smells like the Schlenkerla stuff that, you know, has got that roasted malt. It smells a bit like that, which is slightly unnerving because Alt beer is not supposed to smell like that. I tried the Slurcher Alt beer, which is quite a popular Alt beer in Dusseldorf, in that region, and I tried another one as well, which a mate recommended to me, and I reviewed it, and I accidentally deleted the video, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, but he said that was one of the best, and I do remember they're quite nice. Now they do remind me of an English style ale, and this was really popular. A lot of Germans were based in a lot of British soldiers were based around this area in a place called Münsterlager during the 70s and the 80s, and I think it was 2006 the last time there was British soldiers based. But this was quite popular with the British soldiers because it reminded, especially soldiers from up north, because it reminded them of the bitter that they would get. So let's see what we're getting in the glass on the nose. Sweet malt, sweet smoky malt is what I'm getting. beer. Let's get it down the hatch and see what's going on. And what I'm getting on the nose is pretty similar to what I'm getting on the palate. Malt heavy, sweet, like the German lager malts. I am getting that sweetness from them, but there's a smoky tinge to it. Sweet and smoky, but with a slightly weak body to it. I must admit, the last time I tried an Alt was, I think it was before Christmas. It's March now, so that would have been what, nearly 4 months ago. And I don't remember it tasting like this. There's no bitterness there at all. And you'd expect that from an Alt because the hops are quite light in this. They don't, the emphasis on this, with this is malt. The hops are, they're almost nondescript in this. I can't make out any distinctive hop aroma or hop flavour in this at all. It's all about the malt. It's quite drinkable. It's got that, as I say, it's got that sweet German Pilsner malt or lager malt, but it's been roasted, and that's given it quite a smoky, sweet sort of flavour, if you can imagine that. And it's not unpleasant. It's just not what I remember. I was expecting more of a nuttier, because I remember on the Slursher that I tried, it was very nutty. It had a nutty type malt, nutty sweet malt. This has got like a smoky sweet malt. It's not the best Alt I've tried. I think the Slursher was better than this. But it's not bad. I mean, I can drink that, and I will drink the rest of that because that is reasonably drinkable. I can see why a lot of northern squaddies would have drunk this. I've got a mate who was actually based over there in the early 80s, and he lived on Altbier. He said it was his favourite. And whenever he's over here, whenever I'd meet up for a beer with him, he always asked to go to a German bar so we can drink some Altbier. Normally I drink Hefeweizen, because if they've got Schneider on there, I'll drink that all night. But he always goes for the Altbier. And normally it's that Slursher stuff, which I've tried and quite like. This one is slightly different, and it tastes slightly cheaper. When I say cheaper, I mean they've used cheaper ingredients, and it's okay, but it doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't really do anything for me, to be honest. I'd give it, as Altbiers go, I'd give this about, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10, and would I recommend it? There's better out there. I had to buy this online, and I'm going to ask my German mate what the one he recommended was, because he said that's the best Altbier. This one, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. I'll find out what the other one is. I'll do a review of it, and that's the one I'd recommend because I do remember liking it. Slush's not bad. That's spelled SCH. I think there's a review on it on the channel. Look up the other Altbier. That was quite nice. Very nutty, malty type. Reminds me of the Sam Smith's Nut Brown Ale. It had that sweet, nutty, malty flavour, which was quite nice. This one has got like a smoky flavour, but not in a good way. I know the Schlenkerla stuff is quite smoky, but this has got it's like almost like an artificial type smoky flavour. And to be honest, it's not doing much for me. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. And I'll just say there's better Altbiers out there. So there you go. And remember, beer is working class champagne.